A new, more powerful Raspberry Pi is here. Microsoft's HoloLens starts taking pre-orders from devs. Snapchat offers web content for the Oscars, and more. It's Monday, February 29th, and this is Crunch Report, presented by Toyota. Hello everyone, happy Monday. I am in New York this week. Woo! It's actually not that cold here. So let's get right into the news. Google's self-driving cars are supposed to be the future, in part because they're better than humans when it comes to safety, right? AI doesn't make the same mistakes that we do. Well, one of Google's self-driving cars has gotten into a minor accident, and this time it wasn't a human behind the wheel making the mistake, as was the case in the past a few times. It was while the AI was in control. Now, there's a DMV report that's explaining the whole thing in great detail, but essentially, the TLDR version of this is the Google car was trying to get around some regular cars, but there were some storm-drained sandbags in the road, and that threw off the Google car. So while it was trying to avoid those, a public transit bus was approaching from behind, and the two collided. It wasn't a major collision, nobody was hurt, thank goodness, but still, it happened. And it's one of those things that people who are afraid of self-driving cars are going to point to when we get closer to this thing becoming a normal part of life. Okay, moving on. A major new Raspberry Pi microprocessor just got announced. For the same low price of $35, you can now buy the Pi 3 Model B board with a 64-bit 1.2 GHz quad-core chipset and 1 GB of RAM, plus a 50% power bump over the Pi 2. Now, the Pi Foundation, that's who makes all of these, says that the Pi 3 opens up even more possibilities for the Internet of Things, or IoT, and embedded projects. In fact, Pi founder Eben Upton tells the BBC, this is the first Pi you can stick behind your TV and completely forget about. Built-in wireless LAN and Bluetooth support means that you don't need to buy wireless add-ons. And the Pi 3 has improved power management and an upgraded switched power source to support more powerful external USB devices, just more powerful. The foundation also says it worked closely with Microsoft to be sure that the new Pi 3 board was fully compatible with Windows 10 IoT. Microsoft's HoloLens, which is the company's mixed reality hardware platform, is finally taking pre-orders from developers who applied for a unit. The HoloLens goes for $3,000 and will start shipping to devs in the US and Canada who applied for a unit on March 30th. Though it sounds like invites will go out in batches, so even if you applied, you might not get it exactly on that date. Microsoft also announced the first set of HoloLens-specific apps to show off the platform's capabilities, like Skype in VR. Why would you want that? No, I'm just kidding, people will. And a few games as well. The dev kit includes the HoloLens, plus a clicker for interacting if you don't want to just do gestures, a carrying case, some nose pads, overhead straps, a microfiber cloth, and a charger. It's the whole thing. The device itself has 64 gigabytes of flash memory and 2 gigabytes of RAM, and doesn't need to be tethered to a desktop computer, and that'll appeal to some people. The company estimates 2 to 3 hours of battery life and up to 2 weeks of standby time. Microsoft also says the display itself features two HD 16:9 light engines that will offer a holographic resolution of 2.3 million light points. Only bad news about this is no word on a consumer launch just yet. Snapchat has a strong hold on the social app market these days. I kind of hate it, but a lot of people love it. But during last night's Oscars, a web version of Snapchat at snapchat.com offered live updates from the award show. This is significant because it's the first time Snapchat has shared content anywhere but inside its app. Last month, Snapchat introduced profile URLs so people could access profiles via links more easily. But for desktop users, clicking on a link like that really just redirected them to the app download screen. To offer actual content from the Oscars on the web, totally new, and let Snapchat compete with other app and web products, like Twitter Moments, for example. And it also points to possible web embeds for Snapchat content in the future. And also, just get people who haven't downloaded the app and don't feel like they want to start seeing and interacting with Snapchat content. We haven't talked much about Square Cash lately, that's Square's peer-to-peer payments app, but the company rolled out a new feature today that lets Square Cash compete more closely with PayPal and Venmo, which is the ability to keep a cash balance. A new optional cash drawer will let you hold money within the app, which is useful for anybody who prefers to maintain a cash balance in their accounts, for example, some small merchants like this. Square Cash originally launched as the faster alternative to something like PayPal. But as of late has been opening up more business features, especially over the last few months. The new cash drawer feature works in Square's favor because the company should see lower transaction fees overall, because users who keep their cash on hand instead of taking it out each time they get money will then perform fewer transactions on the platform overall. The update is now live on Square's iOS and Android apps. And that is the report for today. I'm Sarah Lane from New York City. I'll be here tomorrow too, and Wednesday and Thursday. Crunch Report airs every weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on TechCrunch.com. You can also find us on iTunes and on YouTube, and we'll see you tomorrow.